Hey everyone, Shaedow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So this is Chapter 2 of the new event quest, Blood and Venom Symbiomancer. And the first chapter is already on my channel. Go check that one out if you haven't seen it already. But what I'm trying to do is show you guys the quest, go through the easiest path. So I already scouted the paths in this one. You can tell it's the easiest because all it has is the global node. There's nothing too complicated about it, just some more attack and health, and that's it. So if you already know how to fight these champions, you shouldn't have any problem getting through using the path that I chose here. Alright, so first up we've got Sentry, and I remember when he first came out, that special one of his got me good because you have to evade it pretty quickly, and I was a bit concerned here, but then I said, you know what, this is Iceman, I'll just take him down, and if I don't take him down and I have to eat an L3, doesn't matter, 5% cap, he'll be gone before I can get to another ice armor anyway. Alright, so next up we've got King Groot. Normally I would love fighting King Groot with my Dr. Voodoo, but I didn't bring Dr. Voodoo on this one, so I went in with Hyperion. Now what you're seeing me do here, I did not follow up my parry, because as long as he has Furies, like you saw just there, he has a chance to shrug off, and he's going to shrug off any debuff, including that stun from your parry. So what I'll do is I'll parry him and just wait, and it's only when he doesn't have any of those Furies, when he's in his regen phase, you know, he has that regen buff up, that's when you can safely parry him. And as you can see, Hyperion made short work of him. And since I'm running suicides, full suicides, and I'm also maxed out my recoil, I did not want to fire off his L2 if I could help it, unless it was going to take out King Groot. Otherwise, fire off the L3, because the L3, for the longest time, as far as I can remember, it does not trigger recoil. Alright, so now we're fighting Cable, and I normally fight Cable with my Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, but I have Corvus, he's still shiny and new, so I want to use him as much as possible, get the missions done, get him some persistent charges so he can do even more damage. He is a true beast whether he has persistent charges or not, but when he does have those charges, after he's completed his missions, he is nuts. And I am running suicides as well, so he does a lot of damage. But I wanted to add a little variety because I'm sure it'd be quite boring to just watch Corvus wreck every single thing. When I go back through and 100% explore these chapters, then I'll probably use Corvus for most of it, Spider-Man Stark Enhanced for a lot of the rest, and just clear all of it. Probably won't have suicides on because Alliance War just started, so I took them off to place my defenders, and I'm already at a good stopping point in the arena. I'm going for an Emma dupe, and right now I believe I'm at close to 16 million for her 4-star, the 4-star featured. So I can just pad that out. I don't need suicides to get that done really quickly. Alright, so we've got not King Groot, but just Groot. And I also love fighting him with Voodoo. All those buffs that you see there, Voodoo converts him to poisons, and the fight would be over by now with Dr. Voodoo. But as you see, I went ahead and finished him off. I don't know how much I like having max recoil except when I'm fighting with Corvus. Other than that, that just takes too much damage. I just do not like it. Alright, but next up we've got Guillotine. She is quite easy to fight. Both her specials can easily be evaded. So I brought in my Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, and I'm just building up some poise charges here. And as soon as I get all the poise charges that I feel I need, I'll go ahead and go in for the attack and start taking her out. And there we go. Just one combo. She was almost dead. Not even a full combo after that. She's down. Spider-Man Stark Enhanced is also a beast. And that little bit of ramp up that you have to do with the poise charges usually isn't that big of a deal. Alright, now here we are at the final boss, and I want to tell you guys, be careful. This guy is probably the most difficult boss in this monthly event. So take a look at the active buffs. This guy is going to evade like crazy, so just be careful when you go in against him. I saw a couple of YouTubers say that they had the most trouble with him, but as you will see, look at that, those evades. Now I was happy to see those evades. Remember, this is the first time I'm fighting him, because now that I did that, boom, I got that mission. Unlike his other missions where you have to actually defeat the Tech, the Mutant, the Avenger, as soon as they evade and you hit them with a heavy or a special to knock them down, you get the mission without having the fight end. And I almost messed up there. I did not have the power to do his L2. That's something that you also need to be aware of. You gain power by blocking, and what happened is I stopped blocking just before I got my L2. I started hitting him, forgot that I needed to block to gain power, so I didn't have enough power to fire off that L2, so it fired off the L1 instead. Just something for you guys to be aware of when you face that golden symbiote. Alright, now who you want to use against him, you probably want to take in someone who has True Strike, some way to shut down his ability accuracy. I don't know, but I think Archangel would probably be good against him. Now, Corvus did okay, because with all those persistent charges, he actually does reduce ability accuracy some. So he wasn't evading as much as you're likely to see him evade if you come in there with a champion that can't deal with it. Alright, so here we are, the next quest, and we're fighting Hyperion. Now, I hate fighting Hyperion. He can be a pain if he doesn't want to throw his specials. If he throws his specials, everything is all good. When he doesn't throw his specials, this is what happens. But I pushed him to his L3 knowing that my ice armor was going to take it and cap it at 5%. That's in fact why I went up against him with Iceman. Alright, so now I fire off that L3, and of course, because I have extra special damage, down goes Hyperion. That maxed out recoil gives me extra power on my specials, extra damage on my specials. That's why it's great for Corvus. Alright, so here's another guy that I don't like fighting, but he is an Avenger. So I can pick up another mission from Corvus, for Corvus. So what I want to do here is basically build up to my L2 and take him out. I don't want to have to deal with his crazy power gain. When he gets hit 20 times, you then have to fire off your special to stop that power gain. So that's why you see me baiting out so that I don't have to deal with it. I didn't even get to my L2. So that wasn't an issue. Corvus has another mission under his belt. Alright, so moving right along here, we're going to be facing Blackbolt. Now I actually like Blackbolt. He is pretty good. I would not mind getting him as a 5-star, and I would probably take him to rank 3. But he's not hard to fight. You don't want to put him on defense or anything like that. His special 1 is just as easy to evade as the Vision special 1. It's the same thing. Right? So if you know how to evade that, you know how to evade his special 1. His special 2 can be a little tricky if you're too close and then you try to evade it. But you'll see here, his special 2 is the same as Iron Patriots, I believe. Alright, and there he goes. Boom. Easy peasy. Alright, love Angela. I just did not want to dupe her as a 6-star. That's all. Getting her one time, perfectly fine. Alright, so next up we've got Black Panther Civil Warrior. Now, there are some people that still have problems with him. If you're new to the game, you could have problems with him. Take a look on my channel. I have a how to fight him video. So just do a search. I believe I have a playlist set up for the how to fight videos that you can also find him there. And if you don't, let me know and I'll add him to that list. Alright, so what you want to do for the most part is avoid parrying him. As long as he has that armor up buff, you don't want to parry him because that stun will get reflected right back on you and chances are you're going to get wrecked. So fight him in a stun immune style, meaning a lot of intercepts, baiting out his heavies, baiting out his specials, hit into his block to push him to a special when you can. Just avoid parrying him. Now if you don't see the armor up buff, you can parry him just fine, as you saw me doing. Alright, so now we're fighting Mephisto. And for the longest time I could not figure out how I was getting wrecked when I went in with Iceman, because Iceman is immune to the Incinerate. So I went in there for the first time. I remembered, I just made a mistake there. I went in for the first time against Mephisto with Iceman, got wrecked because I missed the fact that he does a soul imprison, which prevents, it takes away and prevents my ice armor. But once that's gone, you can then fire off an L3 to reform your ice armor and you're okay. But until you do that, as you see there, I don't have any ice armor. So the first time I didn't notice that, and I went ahead and pushed him to an L3, trusting in my ice armor, and I got wrecked because it wasn't there. Alright, so I know how to fight him now, so he's not that bad. Bait out that special 1. You saw me mess up with the timing, but I was able to get the other timings just fine. And I'm not going to have to worry about my ice armor because I waited till he was all the way down, and down he goes again. Alright, so he's not too terrible to fight if you are familiar with his mechanics and you're used to fighting him. He's going to do that regen. Unless you have something to stop him or reverse it, you're just going to have to deal with it, wait till that regen is done, and then get him down again. Back in the day, that's pretty much how we had to handle Iron Man. Believe it or not, Iron Man used to wreck me. It was something else. Alright, so we're fighting here. He is very easy to fight. Immortal Iron Fist. And there's not really much to say about fighting him. So I'm just building up my poise charges. His heavies, his like that, gives you an in. His specials, very easy to evade. Not that he got a chance to fire off a special. Go Starkey. Alright, now, let me see. Next up, I forget who I faced after this next portal here. Let's see. Come on. I forget what I was doing here. I'm usually doing something else. Okay, yeah, so we're at the boss. Yeah, that's right. I was watching Frojo's stream. Alright, so here we're fighting Carnage. He is the final boss for here. This quest, you can see the buffs that you're going to have to deal with, but honestly, Carnage was not difficult to fight at all. If you're familiar with these buffs, explosive personality, the thing that you really need to be wary of is that all or nothing. I did not know that this was an all or nothing. So I did not have any real power control champs. The best for here out of my champions would be my Starkey, because he can taunt and get him to throw his specials even on an all or nothing node. But I decided to go in with Corvus. I wanted to see if I could play around it. Okay, so you'll notice here I'm doing a medium, light, medium for maximum damage here, because what I want to do is I'm trying to get to my special 2 before he gets to his special 3. That is my main goal. Okay, so you see I stopped right there, and now 2, 3, 4, 5, and then boom, down he went without having to deal with that special 3. But that's going to do it, guys. Hopefully you found this video informative and it helps you on your run. Click like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment, let me know if it helped you out. If you haven't subscribed already, consider giving me a subscription. There are a couple of links in my description if you want to support the channel. And you guys have a blessed day.